Hey guys, what's up? I'm back with another study-related video. Today I'm going to share some tips with you on how to achieve good grades without having to study intensely every single day. Now, some of you might have already watched my previous studying videos like how to motivate yourself to study, how to study effectively, and how to take notes. If you have studied and worked hard enough for school, then I'm sure you've already managed to earn the grades that you want. However, not many of us find it easy to manage our time and stick to our studying schedule every single day. So that's why today I'm going to tell you some things that have helped me earn good grades without having to study extremely hard every day. The tips which I'm about to give you may or may not work for you. Only use them as a last resort. Now, I'm sure you've seen people who hardly pay attention in class, barely study at all, but still manage to earn good grades in every subject. How do they manage to do that? Well, aside from being natural-born geniuses, the key is having a good strategy. First, you must analyze each and every class or course that you take. From what I've seen and experienced, there are three main things that determine your grades in class, and those things are assignments, exams, and of course, your teachers. Keep in mind that those things may not be the same for you, but in this video, I'm talking based on my experience. Find out how much does each of those things count for your grades. For example, your assignments may worth 40% of your grades while your exams are worth 60%. Maybe it's 30 to 70. Whichever they may be, the important thing is you know which one requires your utmost attention and which one does not. I'm not telling you to slack off on one of them just to focus on the other one. However, I just want to be realistic. If you don't manage your time well and you procrastinate a lot, then you will have to face this kind of situation where you have to sacrifice one thing in order to gain another one. I'll give you an example so you can understand a bit better. To simplify everything up, let's just pretend that your grades are determined by two things, which are assignments and exams. Assignments consist of homework and pop quiz. Exams consist of midterm exam and final exam. Let's say your assignments are worth 30% of your grades while your exams are worth 70%. If you put everything you have into doing your assignment and you get 100 there, but you don't study well for your exam because of the time spent working on your assignment at the very last minute, and you only get 70 on your exam, the total of your grade will only be 79. If, however, we reverse the condition, say you don't do well on your assignment but you study well for your exam, and you get 100 there, whereas you only get 70 on your assignment, then your total grade will be 91. So much difference, right? So if one day you procrastinate too much and you have to choose between doing well on your assignments or doing well on your exams, you know where your first priority lies. Now that you know that you have to do your absolute best on your exams, the next question is, how can you do it? Just thinking about having to read the whole textbook is overwhelming enough. Is it possible to get good grades without having to read and memorize the whole textbook? The answer is, yes, it is possible. You see, not everything in your textbook will be tested on your exams. You can actually kind of predict which are going to be tested and which are not. As we all know, exams are basically used to test whether you understand what you've learned in class or not. So pay attention in class. If your teacher keeps explaining about this certain thing over and over again and makes you do exercises that revolve around that certain thing, then there's a big chance that it's going to be on your exams. Aside from that, you should also look at the exercises on your textbooks. Many teachers make the exam questions based on the questions that are already on your textbooks. If you can answer those questions correctly, then your exams will be peachy. Also, if your teacher happens to be using a different textbook than what you are using in your class, try finding that textbook in the bookstore and answer the exercise questions there. I've done this when I was still in middle school, and this tactic made me look as if I could predict everything that my teacher was going to teach at class. So we've tackled your assignments and exams. Now let's move on to the thing that has the biggest impact on your overall grade, and that is, of course, your teacher. Yes, your teacher is the law, and he or she overrules everything else. If you finish your assignments on time and do well on your exams, but you have this bad attitude in class and always get on your teacher's bad side, then it can't be guaranteed that you'll get a good grade on that particular subject. Your teacher holds the golden key to your grade. Of course, there are many different types of teachers out there. For now, I'll just group them into two categories. The first category is for the teachers who are fair and grade their students based on how well they do on their assignments and exams. Now, the second category is for the teachers who grade their students based on how they behave in class. For the first category, you have no other choice but to study hard and always complete your assignments on time because your grades will be determined by how well you perform in your class. For the second category, you have to be on your teacher's good side. How? Well, the most direct answer for this question is to kiss up to them.
What? Are you kidding me? I don't want to kiss up to my teachers.
Now guys, I've said it in the beginning of this video to only use these tips as the last resort. So if you don't study hard enough, you never do your assignments, and you always slack off at school, then realistically you won't be able to get the grades that you want without getting on your teacher's good side. Of course, you don't have to obviously kiss up to your teachers by saying extreme things like,
I love you.
Here are some ways to get on your teacher's good side without making your intentions extremely obvious. Number 1. Always be the first one to arrive at class and make sure your teacher notices that. Or if you can't do that, at least be punctual for your classes. Number 2. Sit at the very front of the class. Number 3. Participate in the discussion in your class. Number 4. Ask questions. Number 5. Answer the questions given by your teachers. Even if you get them wrong, answer them anyway. Your teacher will notice your effort compared to the other students who stay idle in class. Some, if not the majority of the teachers, like to see hardworking students, even if those students aren't the brightest crayons in the box. If they notice your hard work, like what I've mentioned before, then they will most likely consider bumping up your grade. I've had many friends who kiss up to their teachers, and they manage to earn good grades even though they barely study at all, and often earn less than average scores on their exams. Sure, we call it kissing up, but they call it being smart. And honestly, I have to agree on that. Remember, this method does not work on all teachers. Some teachers won't give a damn whether you are active in class or not. As long as you do your assignments and exams well, you'll get good grades. If you don't, then say goodbye to your A's and B's. So to summarize, the things that you need to do to earn good grades are: prioritize things based on which is worth more for the total of your grades. Pay attention in class. If your teacher keeps mentioning the same thing over and over again, then that thing will most likely be on your test. Instead of reading the whole textbook, try answering the exercise questions there instead. Find the textbook that your teacher is using and answer the exercise questions there. Finally, and the most horrible one, kiss up to your teachers by showing them how active you are in class. Yes, I know. Those were probably the worst tips you've ever heard, and what's more, they may not work for you, so do them at your own risk. But like what I've said many times before, only use them as a last resort. Of course, the best way to earn good grades is by studying hard and complete all your assignments on time. The tips that I shared with you guys are the things that you can consider if you don't want to try very hard on your classes and study intensely every single day. So that's all from me today, guys. Thank you very much for watching this video, and thank you for those of you who have subscribed to me. If you haven't, then make sure to click on the shiny subscribe button below. You may not notice this, but my voice is kinda deeper than usual. That's because I'm having a mild cold now. Also, I just got a new haircut, and it made me look more and more like my twin. Somehow I caught the cold after I went home from the salon. So right now I probably look and sound like a boy. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed watching that video, and if you did, don't forget to like this video, and I will see you on my next one. Have a nice day, everyone. Bye bye. So if one day you procrastinate too much, bikin video. Ya, my bangs are getting messy.